Apparently, I've lived anything but a normal life. And that is according to my friends. My stories of dating, sex, and life in general tend to make them laugh, and for years, they've told me I needed to share them with the world. So I decided that in the middle of a pandemic, it was a great time to start a podcast about the things that, well, entertain me. So grab a cocktail with us and welcome to the hot mess that is my life as an almost 40-year-old single makeup artist living in a college town in Florida. This is Kara's Lipstick Diary. Those of you watching this on YouTube have seen my ridiculous pink car with my face on the side of it. And if you're only listening, well, you've heard us reference it multiple times. Yes, I'm a little bit extra driving it around, but as a small business owner, it is a beyond epic advertising. Everywhere I go, my brand is being seen. It works so well, I even booked a wedding at a stoplight. If you want your company to stand out like that too, contact WrapSpot at 352-872-5363. They can not only wrap your car, but help design it too. They go above and beyond to make sure you stand out from the rest. Tell them you want your car to be as extra as Kara's. Well, we are back, you guys, with another episode. And as a makeup artist, I have to say the number one things I get asked about are eyelashes and eyebrows, which if you're looking at my face right now, you're probably like, y'all, something is wrong with Kara's face. She is a little jacked up right now. Well, that's because I've had one eyebrow shaped, penciled in with mascara on my eyelashes and some false eyelashes attached. This eye, not so much. It needs a little love. With that being said, I brought my amazing friend Nikki on as a guest today, and she is the queen of eyelashes and eyebrows. So we are going to have her actually demo shaping this eyebrow. Then I'm going to pencil it in, throw on some mascara, show you some tips and tricks for doing that, as well as putting on a pair of false lashes. And then we're going to discuss some of those things you can do that are a little more long-lasting than the stuff that I can do. So, Nikki, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay! Okay, so starting, I need my cocktail. She has hers. She's been sipping it while we got ready to go on air. And I actually forgot to look up what the name of this is. I don't know. It's something with tequila and some grapefruit juice and some orange stuff and some lime. And in the information section, I'll totally tell you what it is because I literally have no clue what the heck it is I'm making right now. But it should be, decent tasting. I mean, I'm really not a mixologist, y'all. I really don't actually have a clue what I'm doing. But, at least we'll get a little tipsy from it. That's the goal.
Sparkly.
It's sparkly.
Really matters.
That's really what matters. Stir yours up and show them because it really is the most epic glitter ever. It just swirls.
So
It swirls. I can't reach this. Oh my God, that was really not classy. That was super challenging looking. Really, this microphone makes making cocktails really fun and interesting. But okay.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks. I'm trying. This is really, really awkward. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to throw these in there, and we're good to go. Now I have my cocktail.
Cheers.
I'm so excited. Cheers. Yay. All right. So eyelashes and eyebrows are the things that, frame your face. And they're kind of, the most important part of your face.
Yeah.
It's what really makes your face defined, which is why I look really freaking weird right now, you guys. I looked in the mirror before this, and I was like, oh, my God, I look terrible. What's wrong with me? And then I was like, right, I forgot to do half my face because we're doing it on the air. So we will go ahead and get started with that. And Nikki is actually going to literally come over here and you guys are going to see her tweezing my brows on camera and talking you guys through what she's doing. So, all right, I have to lean back because otherwise she can't get to me. So this is really awkward, you guys. And I'm bringing the microphone back kind of like this. And okay.
Are you situated?
I'm situated. Okay? Yeah, I'm not dying. When we practiced this earlier, I almost had a broken neck.
Okay, so the main things that we want to do is find out where we want the brow to start and stop and where we want the arch to be. So to find the front, I go from the side of the nose to the inside of the eye. So we're looking at this part right here.
And the reason that you want to do that is if your brow goes too far in, it makes your eyes look too close set. And if your brow is plucked too far away, it makes your eyes look really far apart. It's all an optical illusion.
All of it. Okay, and then outside you go corner of the nose to the corner of the eye, and that's where you want the tail to end.
And if your tail ends too short, what it looks like is you sort of always end up sort of with a weird sort of afraid look, and you look like you just have a nub of an eyebrow. And if your tail goes too long, then it makes your eye actually look droopy, and I don't know about you, but I'm not going for stroke patient. That's not my look.
And then for the arch, you want to go from the corner of the nose, open your eye, and to the outside of the iris is typically where you want it to be. So here, you can also just kind of feel that top brow bone usually will tell you kind of right about where it needs to be. But if you're looking at yourself and doing it yourself, a lot of times it's easiest to go to the outside of your iris.
And y'all, I may be a makeup artist, but like I grew up in the 90s and like I get a little carried away if I try to pluck my own eyebrows. So I definitely go to a professional so that I don't end up with like 90s non-existent brows. I can say that, I swear. I haven't even started drinking yet, y'all.
So again, down here for the start of them at the bottom, I'm just kind of feeling that brow bone right here. So you can kind of, with the string, you can kind of place it there and feel where the bottom of that needs to go. And so then I'm just going to clean up the hairs that are below that line.
And here's the interesting thing, you guys. I have gone to like a million different people to have my brows done. I have done everything from waxing to threading. Nikki is the only person who actually ever measured my brows, which is shocking to me because it's such an important step. So when you are like going to someone to get your brows done, make sure that they actually measure them and like know where they're putting them. Because otherwise you'll end up with some really jacked up looking brows. I also like that Nikki does tweezing because waxing always makes me break out with like weird bumps around my eyebrows that itch really badly. And I was just traumatized by threading. Like threading is just a very traumatizing experience if you ask me. I don't know why I find it traumatizing, but I did. There was like all this stuff. It's painful, and there's like a swirl of stuff happening like above your eye.
Your own skin type.
Yeah, like I'm not wanting to hold my own skin. Like no, like I'm gonna need you to do that. And like she's got it in her mouth, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like no, I can't. I can't with threading. I know that some people like are obsessed with it, but that is not my jam.
And with that said, I will say a lot of people who come to me who've been getting threading, they do have a good shape. So I think the people that thread it, because I think they use this same exact string, just two of them, and I think they do a good job of like following that brow bone. I like to tweeze because I feel like one or two hairs can make or break the shape of an eyebrow. And so that's why I've always chosen to tweeze. It just makes it where you don't mess someone's eyebrow.
Which is like huge because eyebrows are one of those things that don't always grow back. So you want to be careful. I worked for a cosmetics line for about 10 years, and the creator of that company started a brow pencil due to the fact she had an entire chunk of her eyebrow taken off for a photo shoot one time, and it never grew back because eyebrows don't always grow back. As we age, our eyebrows thin out naturally anyways. So you want to be really careful of what you are doing to your eyebrows because of that. As we get older, we lose our eyebrows, we lose our eyelashes, and we gain chin and nose hair. It's great.
It's fantastic.
I love being a woman. It's fabulous. So you definitely want to be careful with who you go to get your brows done.
And so this part, I'm trimming the brows. This is something that is a little bit more difficult to do yourself. It's just really hard to get the right angle. But if you are going to try it yourself, you don't ever want to hold the eyebrow hairs up and then cut them. You always want to brush them up and then let them be, and then just trim the ones that you want that are outside of that shape with them naturally up, not with you holding them.
Yeah, you want to find where they naturally fall. And a lot of when you are doing your brows, whether it's the actual shaping of them or going back in with a pencil and filling them in, is making sure that you go with the actual direction of the brows, not trying to like make up your own direction. So that is super important. How are my brows looking? Are we looking good? We're looking good.
Almost done. Kara's brows,
I have really jacked up eyebrows.
A couple hairs that like to grow in their own direction. They don't
go
really follow the rules.
They're like, hey, we're gonna go over here.
All right, you're good.
I have really, really jacked up eyebrows, but I also grew up in the 90s, so I did do my own eyebrows for decades, and I destroyed them. So we're getting them back in shape. So now, I remember one time, many moons ago, I had a male assistant at a job, and for some reason I made him go with me to get my eyebrow shaped, and then I made him go home with me so I could get my eyebrow pencil to pencil them in, and he was so confused because he's like, you literally just had them pull hairs out of your face and now you're filling them in. And I'm like, yeah, it's really important. You don't understand. Like, I need the shape, but then we have to fill them in because right now this brow is still kind of like sparse looking because I don't have a full brow. I'm not one of those who has, you have like full brows. Like you have hairs, like actual like full hairs. And I'm
been
like
obsessed with eyebrows since I
Yeah.
was in middle school.
Well, you have great ones. I'm like hair here, hair there, hair somewhere else. They tend to grow right here. Also, I pull those before I come to see you because like I don't need a unibrow, y'all. It's just not cute. So now we're going to go ahead. Oh God, I'm dying. I'm running into microphones. This hot mess. I am a disastrous hot mess. I am now going to show you how to pencil in an eyebrow. I actually, like I say, I worked for a cosmetics line for years, and our number one thing was the eyebrow pencil because of the fact the owner was missing half of her eyebrow. And so it became a huge part of what I did. And like I say, in the 90s, we didn't pencil them in. So like when I first started, I felt like Groucho Marx trying to do an eyebrow. Like I felt like my entire face became an eyebrow, that I had caterpillars, that I was Frida Kahlo. Like I was completely overwhelmed by brows. And when I work with clients, they oftentimes are too. So let's go through what we do. Again, we're going to do those same exact points that Nikki just talked about. This is one of my favorite eyebrow pencils. The company that I used to work for was YBF. It has a universal eyebrow pencil. It's not always available. So I found this brand called Winky Lux that you can get at like Target. And it's the same type of universal pencil, which means it literally does whatever shade you want it to, depending on the pressure that you use. So when you use it, don't be in a bad mood, because you'll get a little aggressive with it and people will be able to tell because it suddenly will have too dark of your eyebrows. When you are matching the color, you want to, if you have dark hair, to go down about 3 shades. If you have lighter hair, you want to go up about 3 shades, and you want to match it off of your root. Obviously, I'm not going to have pink eyebrows because, well, that would be...
It could be fun.
It could be fun. Yeah, it would look weird, y'all. It would look super weird. So, again, we go from nose straight up, nose to the outside of the eye, nose to the outside of the color of the eye. And I'm going to do light feathery strokes. My God, I used to do this on TV for years, and now trying to do it on here, I'm like, I haven't done this in a long time, you guys. So I tend to do the bottom part first, then I will do the top of it. God, hold it. Am I blocking my camera if I hold it here? Because this is a little easier for me to see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, they say it's good. The crew is like, you are not blocking your face. From the top is where I do my tail. And then I use this feathery spoolie end, and I go through it regularly because that softens the look.
I think that's the mistake I see a lot of people do whenever they pencil them on, is they don't use that spoolie, and so they look so stark and drawn on. That's a really important step.
It looks like Sharpie marker on your face. We don't need Sharpie marker on your face, y'all. You look crazy. Or it's like an orange Sharpie marker. You want it to look like your actual hairs. With that being said, I also think those markers that are like the fine lines also look like super fake because they're so stark. You can't blend them. So there we go. We got a basic eyebrow done on camera. We may have to fix that later when I'm not on camera because I think I did it right, but who knows because it's kind of far away. Next, mascara. So you think you all know like mascara. It seems easy, but there's a couple of tricks that will actually help you when you are applying your mascara. I am like queen of allergic to mascara-nesses. Like I literally ended up using a mascara one time and my eyelids swelled shut for 5 weeks and I had to go through laser treatment for my eyes to go back to normal.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it was a really, really expensive brand of mascara. It was like a $50 mascara. And it was on remember there was a brand that briefly came out one with a rotating brush.
I don't remember that.
Well, it had a rotating brush and it was $50. And like, I was so excited to try it. And I used it one time and I woke up the next day and it looked like I had been punched in the face. Like my eyelids were swollen shut. The company swore that I was the only person that did this ever happen to, but funny, it was off the market in about 3 months. Don't think I was the only one, y'all.
Probably not.
Don't think I was the only one. So I really like Too Faced's Damn Girl. It's, I don't react to it. With that being said, I'm not the biggest fan of the brush, which actually the technology for mascara is actually in the brush, not the actual mascara itself. But I don't react to it. Like I'm not getting swollen eyes from this one. So one of the things when you're doing your mascara, it seems really weird, but you want to angle your mirror so that you're kind of looking up your nose. Super weird, right? But that actually puts your eyelashes halfway between your eyelid and the bottom of your face, and you're less likely to whack yourself in the face with it. And then you want to do sort of like zigzaggy swirling motions. So I kind of spin the brush and zigzag at the same time. This helps make sure that those eyelashes don't clump together. And it gets all the way to the ends of them. So, because we want them to look their best, right?
Yes.
I also
eyelashes are not cute.
No. Oh my God. Clumpy, like those spider eyelashes where like everything is all clumped up. Y'all, that ain't cute. That's not cute.
I literally have talked to girls that are like, I will not wash my mascara off so I can apply it day after day so that and I'm like, no, that's not cute.
First off, that's not healthy because we have mites on our eyelashes and like that's really gets gross. Also, never share your mascara. Never ever share your mascara because there are little mites on your eyelashes. There's little bugs on your eyelashes. You don't want to share your mites. It's really gross. Which if you are working with a makeup artist, make sure that they're not using the same mascara on every single person. I use individual wands because of that, because that is disgusting.
Disgusting.
Like totally disgusting. Do not share your mascara. And don't get them clumpy and wash your eyes. Like,
every day.
Ew. Wash it off. Ew. I'm so grossed out right now. With that being said, I really don't think we're born with enough eyelashes. Like we need lots of eyelashes. There needs to be tons of eyelashes, but like not where it looks like they're butterfly wings flying off your face. Cause that's a little much. That's a little much. So for my everyday, I wanted my eyelashes to look longer. So I use a serum on my eyelashes to make them grow. But when I'm doing TV or doing anything like that, I want additional lashes because actually that extra layer of lashes is what opens your eyes on camera. So these are the ones I use on my client. You'll notice there's only one eyelash because the other one's on my eye already. I love these. It's called Cherry Blossom. I find them at a place where they have random beauty stuff. You can get weave there. Oh. You can get like bobby pins and you can get these eyelashes. And I go in and the poor people who own the place are like, oh, the crazy eyelash lady's back. Fantastic. Cause I will buy like literally 150 eyelashes at a time. But these are style 747 medium. And the reason I like these is they look more realistic because seriously, y'all, some of these eyelashes are like ridiculous.
They get wild.
And the problem is when you have an eyelash that is too overpowering, instead of making your eye look bigger, it makes your eye look smaller, which defeats the purpose. And if it's too like condensed, if there's not space between the lashes, it actually drops a shadow underneath the eye, which then makes it look like you have a black eye.
Not cute.
I don't want a black eye, you guys. So when you are using false eyelashes on a strip, you want to sort of carefully remove it. So I literally just sort of pull them straight down because if you're not careful, the eyelashes will move. And you don't want them ending up going in like 12 different directions. I always look for lashes. I don't know if you can even see this on camera. It's very small. But what holds it together is sort of like a fishing line. If it's one of those that has the thick black plastic, one, it's not going to bend to your eyelid as naturally. It is not going to blend in as easily. And it's going to be a lot harder for you to put on. Big mistake I see. The length of this is not the same as everyone's eyelid. So you want to make sure you trim this down because if you have excess, it's going to like blow in the wind. You don't want that blowing in the wind. That ain't cute. 2, that excess will hang down, which will again make your eye look droopy. We want lifted. Ladies, we're women. We want everything lifted. Lifted. Everything needs to be lifted.
All of it.
All of it. We lift everything, not drooping. So I know, because I've been doing this a long time, exactly how many chunks of this to cut off. I cut off 4 for my eyelid, but you'll need to measure it to yours to see what you need to do. So I just take it off, and then you got to get your eyelash adhesive. I am a huge fan of Duo in the blue package. This is the one I use on all my clients. It is a latex-based adhesive, though, so if you have a latex allergy, don't use this. Duo does have one that is non-latex-based, but the non-latex-based one is a lot harder to get off. Like, it's like cement on your eyelid. The latex is what actually makes it easier to take off. So look for Duo. Don't get the giant one that they sell in some of the stores, the makeup stores. They have one that's like twice the size and you think, oh my God, it's so much bigger and it's gonna be great. Only thing is the opening is so much bigger too, and you're gonna squeeze eyelash adhesive everywhere. And so eyelash adhesive does not come out of fabric very easily. So you really don't want that.
Also, that small one will last you plenty long enough.
I will use one of these even with clients. I'll get a good year out of this.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like a mascara, I go through in like 10 clients, but an eyelash adhesive I use forever. When you do it, you're literally just putting a thin thing of glue on there and you want it to kind of be tacky. I will sometimes leave my lid off for a little while so it gets thicker, because if it's too runny, it's going to make it harder for you to put on. I also like the white glue, not the black glue, because if I mess up, I don't want the glue like randomly somewhere, and this will just sort of blend in. Okay, you guys, let's see if I'm skilled enough to do this on camera, holding a mirror with a microphone in front of me. So it is a challenge to put lashes on yourself. The reason being is that every time you blink your eye, it moves. You want to get it. Sorry, I just put that mirror right in front of my face so y'all saw nothing. But that's okay, because I saw what I was doing, and maybe I won't have an eyelash flying around.
Kara makes this look incredibly easy, by the way.
Yeah, I've been doing this a really long time. You're going to sit in front of the mirror, and you're going to cuss a lot, because it's actually not easy to do at all. You want to line it up right on your lash line. And you'll notice I use my fingernail as a tool. You can use other things as a tool to sort of hold it down so it's not popping up and flying away. And bam, now I have lashes. That white is going to go clear in a little while, and it won't look so crazy looking. Now I feel like I have a full face, you guys. Like, I have my brow and I have my lashes. Everything's good. Oh, now we're going to put this away. All right, so those are the things you can do that are sort of like temporary, the like day-to-day. But there's a lot of things out now, which is what you specialize in, that are a little more long-lasting. Yeah. So there's everything from like microblading to laminating your eyelashes or eyebrows. Laminating your eyebrows. Like, I did not know this was a thing until recently. And yes, I was texting Nikki being like, what the hell is laminating your eyebrows? There is lash extensions. There is lash lift and tints. There's all this stuff. And so like, you can talk on that stuff, because I've never done really much of any of that. I don't know what it means.
Well, you wore lash extensions for like
I did.
a week.
I tried the lash extensions, you guys. I wasn't made for them. They don't fit my lifestyle. But they fit a lot of other people's lifestyles amazingly well, just not mine.
Yeah. So lash extensions aren't great if you're going to put lashes on top of it, which Kara does. She wears strip lashes. Lash extensions are more for a daily wear.
Exactly. And I also wear like eyeliners that I have to use an oil-based eye makeup remover. And you can't do that with lash extensions, because you'll take your lash extensions off.
Yeah.
So, that didn't really work out so well for me. Oops. But talk about the process of getting lash extensions and who the perfect candidate is for lash extensions.
So lash extensions are done, individual lash extensions. So the artist isolates one of your natural eyelashes and places a false lash on it. So that as your lashes naturally shed, which everyone's does, everyone loses actually 3 to 5 lashes every single day.
Wow.
So as those lashes naturally fall out, the extensions fall out with them. So they grow out with your natural lash shed, and there's no damage to your natural lashes. Lash extensions get a bad rap. Because
they get a really bad rap.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't doing them properly or aren't caring for them properly on the client side. And so if that's the case, they can. But if they're done properly and the clients care for them properly, going back to that washing thing, you need to wash your eyelash extensions every single day.
And you have to brush them twice a day with a little spoolie.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're ever getting lash extensions done and your artist tells you not to wash them, sometimes they'll suggest the first 12 to 24 hours. That's okay. But if they tell you not to wash them at all, you need to run for the hills.
Yeah, that's a little scary. Well, y'all should be washing y'all's faces every day. Like, hello.
Yeah. But yeah, so lash extensions can be done where they're super natural. We have some clients who are older and their lashes are much thinner than they used to be, and they can't see very well to put on mascara. So we'll do brown lashes and very thin so that they stay natural and they don't look crazy.
Well, and I think that is something that's so key when you are aging. Even a young person who, doesn't have contacts and they can't see close up, you want to still look put together, but like you can't see what you're doing. So being able to have these services really helps them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to put eyelashes on in a 10 times magnifying mirror with your glasses and shaky hands.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I love when I see a woman who's tried, but you're like, oh my God, you poor thing. Like your hand is shaking. Those 10 times magnifying glasses, like y'all, it distorts your face. Yeah. Like I have trouble like focusing on them.
Me too.
So I think that this is a great option for if you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so lash extensions can be done super natural all the way up to full glam.
Yeah.
We can do full volume lashes to where they are more done looking. So people who are going to events or something like that, we have a lot of people who are going on vacation or honeymoons, things like that. You're going to be in the water and you don't want to have to worry about strip lashes falling off or anything like that. They're a great option for those people, or just daily wear people who don't want to wake up and put makeup on.
Yeah.
And then the other main lash option that we have is the lash lift. And so that isn't anything added to your natural lashes. That is 100% the client's natural lashes, just lifted into a more curled position, so that it makes them appear longer. Kind of like you use a lash curler, but they look like that for about 6 weeks.
Which in comparison to a lash curler that lasts about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing. I always laugh because I'm like, my lash curler doesn't actually do anything unless I'm blending my natural lashes with my falsies. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't do jack. How long do lash extensions last?
Most people need to fill every 2 or 3 weeks. Because again, with your natural lash shed, usually by the time you've hit that 2 or 3 week mark, you've had enough loss that you need to come back in and have.
Because they get spotty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the fun thing about those, I recently was working with a female race car driver. And like when she's racing the car, she can't wear makeup because it's going to melt out. But otherwise, that's a great way for her to still look put together. Yeah. So eyebrow wise, what is lash laminating? What the hell is a laminating of your damn eyebrow?
So it's essentially a perm for your eyebrows. So it just
we're perming our eyebrows now, y'all.
So a lot of people right now, that brushed up look is really trendy.
Yes.
And also for people who just have downward growing brows, it can really help bring that arch up to someone who doesn't have it naturally. So using essentially a perming solution to perm those lashes into a more upward, more flattering position.
Okay, and then microblading. I've seen old eyebrow tattoos, y'all, and they look funky. What is the difference between old-fashioned style eyebrow tattoos and microblading?
Oh, well, there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But so microblading is done with a manual hand tool. And you're basically going in and making tiny little scratches in the skin that simulate hair strokes. So it is super natural looking to the point where it can still be kind of gappy. You know, there's still white space in between those strokes. But it is super natural. Now, the industry as a whole has come a long way since then. So, like, a lot of people do think permanent makeup, they think their great aunt that has the green or the blue eyebrows.
Right. That was my question. Are they going to turn blue? Because I've worked in retirement homes and done makeup for commercials, and literally little old ladies have sat down with blue eyebrows. Yeah, I want blue eyebrows. What happened?
No, just like your pink eyebrows wouldn't look good. The blue eyebrows aren't cute.
No.
So the pigments have come a long way. You know, the pigment brands over time, a lot of times, 10, 15, 20 years ago, traditional tattoo ink was used. And so a lot of times when you see someone with a traditional black tattoo, it turns blue or green over time as well. So the pigments themselves are formulated differently now. And so that they fade more true to color over time.
And how long do they tend to last?
Most people get 12 to 18 months before they need a touch-up. Depends a lot on your lifestyle, the amount of the amount of sun that you get, your skincare routine, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's not something that, like, say 5 years from now when the trends of eyebrows have changed again, it's going to be full-blown still the same. Like, it will sort of fade down with it?
They'll fade over time. Yeah, I mean, it is a tattoo, so no artist can guarantee you that it's going to be gone in 5 years. Again, if they do, you should run. But they will fade over time, and you will eventually be able to adjust them. And that's part of it. The manufacturers of these pigments found out over time that we do want to adjust our brows. Even without trends, your face changes over time.
Yes.
And so
it does.
You need to be able to make adjustments, every couple of years.
Well, and we change eyebrow trends about every 5 years or so. Yeah. We have luckily passed the 2019 eyebrow trend. I'm very excited to be done with that. But that's the thing. We want, being able to evolve with the different looks and all of that. Well, Nikki, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us about these different things, because like I say, I get more questions about eyebrows and eyelashes than I get about anything else. And I can help with penciling it in. I can help with doing your mascara or slapping on a pair of false lashes. But anything beyond that, that's when I send them over to Nikki, because she's got it down, y'all.
I will take care of them.
Thank you so much again. And thank you guys all for watching. It was great having you on. I hope you guys learned a lot about eyebrows and eyelashes. And special thanks to Wrap Spot for sponsoring today's show.